Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now April 23rd of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2's finale, we have seen this shift within the Star Wars fandom. At the very beginning, a lot of fans were very excited about the future, and then of course in February of this year, we saw a lot of fans turning away from Star Wars because of what happened with Gina Carano. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that both, of course, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are really working very hard on the Ahsoka Tano series, which, by the way, it's going to be a smash hit because it's going to deal with the Force, the Jedi, the Netherworld, the worlds between worlds, and even the realm of Mortis. So a lot of great lore is being poured into that show, so looking forward to that. The other thing is this, is that when we go ahead and look at what everything has been happening behind the scenes, with of course Kathleen Kennedy, given that she's only in creative power over the Acolyte TV series at least until this June, keep in mind about that, she's also developing, of course, a lot of the storylines of the overall episodes of the Acolyte series with Leslie Headland, while she's making some business-related calls and decisions on some of the other projects and how they're going to be marketed, which really leads one to hope that the Bad Batch marketing is going to do okay, because we got a couple more weeks until that comes out. The marketing has to ramp up, and the marketing of the Book of Boba Fett also has to be handled properly. Now, what's really interesting about all of this has to do with Jon Favreau and Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, okay? So what's really intriguing about all of this is a very interesting development that's happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, and especially over at Disney overall. Now, specifically, alright, now that Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe in general, such as focusing on projects like Star Wars Ahsoka and Kenobi to be their two big hits on the Disney Plus platform, it's best noted that creator Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively developing new stories for The Mandalorian as well on the side. However, it's noted that the higher-ups over at Disney are creating a major plan to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy in the near future in order to regulate the Star Wars franchise. Now, it's best described that more than half of the Disney board members are pushing for Favreau to become the new president of Lucasfilm on both a business and creative level to run the company. This major plan by Disney is to satisfy the Star Wars fans that have been let down with the sequel trilogy films and more. I mean, let's not forget about this. A lot of fans were very fed up with what happened with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Moving on. Kathleen Kennedy is best described to be aware of the situation and is not happy about what Disney is getting ready to push for Jon Favreau to take over Star Wars overall. Now, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is said to be the one that convinced many of the board members to support him with this major push for Favreau to become the new president, and that this is a serious plan that is indeed in the works that's being informed to many Lucasfilm employees in the meantime as well. Now, Favreau is said to be on board to become the new president of Lucasfilm, and that they have been very impressed of what he is developing with the reformed Rangers, Ahsoka, and Mandalorian series, plus brand new TV shows to be announced this fall and also during Celebration of 2022. Now, Bob Chapek, however, is said to be frightened to support this push publicly, since he already backed Kathleen Kennedy around a month or so ago. However, it's said that, of course, this was not Chapek's true opinion of Kennedy and that they are pushing for her removal. Now, the thing that's really interesting to me the most about all of this is, will Favreau be able to operate as a president and as a creator at the same time? That's the biggest question overall, and that's all up to Favreau, right? Now, obviously Kathleen Kennedy, she really stepped in on a creative level with many projects. We saw firsthand that she worked on The Mandalorian Season 1 on a creative level. We also saw that she handled the sequel trilogy on a creative scale, which really destroyed it, and not to mention Solo as well. And when we go ahead and look at what's happening now, Mandalorian Season 2 was completely free of Kathleen Kennedy. That's exactly why it has such great nostalgia, why it has all the fan favorite characters thrown in there, why it has the true passion of Jon Favreau. I always felt that in The Mandalorian Season 1, even though I loved Season 1, I just felt something was missing. Not to say that the show was bad. I felt that the show in Season 1 was perfect. I just felt that something was missing. It felt like there was a missing piece there. Something needed to be done. And when we saw Season 2, it wasn't just because of the characters, it was because of the way the stories were written and how, you know, the episodes had less filler, I guess you could say. I think that's what I enjoyed the most about it, is that Season 2 had less filler than Season 1, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. The thing about all of this as well, alright, Disney CEO Bob Chapek calling for, you know, Kathleen Kennedy's removal behind the scenes, and how a lot of Disney board members are now formulating this plan to actually make, alright, Jon Favreau the new president of Lucasfilm, and how this is now being pushed forward. This is a great movement. This is a great chance for Star Wars to recover. Obviously, this has been talked about lightly before in the past, but this is a huge development as we speak right now. Obviously, we talked about how Kathleen Kennedy is getting ready to create her own production company for other writers, directors, producers, and more to take over that company eventually and to kind of run all things while she pulls the strings. We can only imagine that she wants to retire, you know, generally speaking, just with everything in Hollywood. I mean, she's pushing up there in age. You would think that she would want to retire from everything. But she is indeed getting ready to start her own production company. And of course, we talked about how she's also planning to leave Lucasfilm in order to focus on that company. So, like I say, I think that obviously Jon and Dave, they are dedicated to their work. These two guys, and they're going to really pull things off well with the Ahsoka Tano series, with the Kenobi series. They do have a big role in that, mind you. And Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 is a very interesting one because these two seasons are being worked together back to back. Make no mistake, that's going to work hand in hand. It will. Obviously, they're bringing back characters like Ahsoka, Luke, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, and others out there into the Mandalorian universe, if you want to call it that, the Mandoverse. I think that obviously they know what the fans want to see. They know what the fans are excited for, and that's exactly what they're going to deliver. And we got to hand it to them. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what fans want. A lot of resurrected Star Wars Legends material, and that is what is coming our way. They are resurrecting Star Wars Legends to a great degree. So a lot of Legends content is going to be making its way into Season 3 and 4 of Mandalorian and other TV shows to be announced this fall. This fall, guys, it's going to be very exciting. We're going to get through this summer, and once we're in the fall, we're going to learn about new TV shows and new projects overall. New books, new comics, you name it. That's going to really kind of just form this new expanded universe that's going to be more so connected to Legends. Legends is so rich in material, and that's exactly why fans from the 90s and the early 2000s loved it so much. So, cannot wait to see exactly what they have in store for all of us. And obviously, the Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, and the other board members over at Disney that are pushing for Favreau to become president, this is a big deal. It really is. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.